The last 2 decades saw the ASEAN region being at the forefront of global research and attention due to the emergence of infectious diseases. Overexploitation of resources, a steady increase in human population, species extinction, habitat loss, and massive changes in the natural environment create conditions that make the region vulnerable to zoonotic diseases. In fact, the COVID-19 pandemic that the world is experiencing today is one example of a zoonotic disease. Experts think that the virus that is causing this disease, called SARS-CoV-2, may have originated from wildlife and jumped to humans. And believe it or not, scientists have already predicted the possibility of a pandemic happening more than a decade ago. Zoonosis comes from the Greek words zoo, which means of animals, and nosos, disease. Zoonosis is any kind of disease or infection that may be transmitted from animals to humans. These transmissible diseases may cause severe illness to people, and even death. Over 200 zoonotic diseases are known, and they account for as high as 75% of new and existing diseases suffered by humans. These diseases are caused by different kinds of pathogenic agents, such as bacteria, parasites, protozoans, fungi, and viruses. Animals infected by pathogens may serve as reservoirs or hosts. Reservoirs are the habitats where pathogens live, grow, and multiply. Despite being infected with pathogens, animals that are reservoirs do not necessarily become sick because these pathogens occur naturally in these animals. Such pathogens can also be quite common in livestock, many species of wildlife, and also in domestic animals, such as your pets. A pathogen becomes zoonotic when it is able to transfer from an animal to a person. If this transmission results in a bad infection, then it can make the person become really sick, or it may even cause death. Transmission can occur through animal bites, eating the meat, and physical contact with the blood, bodily fluids, and excrement of an infected animal. How are disease-causing pathogens able to jump from animals to people? There are several ways for such spillover events to happen, and all of these are driven by human activities. Among the factors that drive the emergence of zoonotic diseases are increased and unmanaged contact between humans and domestic animals or wildlife, high human population density, high livestock population density, rapid expansion and intensification of agriculture, human encroachment and settlement into natural habitats, protected areas, or game reserves. These may be grouped into 4 general categories of human activities: uncontrolled human population growth, land use change, unregulated wildlife trade, unsustainable urbanization. In other words, our own unmindful economic, environmental, and social activities are causing an increased emergence of zoonotic diseases. Specifically, the wildlife trade involves close contact between humans and wild animals all throughout the trade value chain, from trapping of animals to handling, transport, slaughtering for their meat and byproducts, and their sale. These interactions increase the chance of transmission of zoonotic diseases. We can all do our part in preventing another pandemic. The ASEAN Comprehensive Recovery Framework, or ACRF, articulates the region's initiative to promote awareness on the risks of zoonotic diseases being spread through the wildlife trade. It also formulates recommendations and policy briefs to minimize risks of zoonotic diseases transmission from wildlife trade and high-risk consumptive behavior of and interaction with wildlife. The ACRF also highlights the need to improve the digital technology for use in risk assessments, strengthen capacities to prevent, detect, and respond to public health emergencies, and to strengthen timely dissemination and communication. Let us work with our policymakers to create stronger laws and implement existing ones that would prevent another pandemic. Serious actions are needed to minimize direct and irresponsible interactions with wild animals, such as by addressing illegal wildlife collection and trade, promoting sustainable wildlife tourism activities, and protecting natural habitats. Biosafety laws need to be supported and implemented as well. And most importantly, each of us has a role in preventing the next pandemic by simply following hygienic measures that prevent the spread of diseases, and by taking care of our biodiversity and the environment.